Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. First off, thank you for your support on the last video. The video did a lot better than I would ever imagine, so thank you all for that. In this video we are once again building something truly unique. It is so unique that I don't even think it has a proper name, so I'm just gonna call it a rooftop airport. In the thumbnail of this video I asked if this was a genius or a dumb idea, and I'm just gonna answer that right away. The answer is of course it's a dumb idea, in real life and in Cities Skylines. I had to download a mod that forces people not to move away, because everyone wanted to get out of the place. It was an absolute mess. But once again, this isn't just something random thing I made up. It is in fact based on something in real life. I'm gonna give you some context. If you ever been to Manhattan, you know it can be pretty loud sometimes with all the people, cabs and trucks driving around all day, every day. Now imagine how much louder it would be if passenger planes were landing and taking off right above your heads. In 1946 the Manhattan Airport was proposed. It's also been called the West Side Airport or simply New York's Dream Airport, because who wouldn't love just taking an elevator to your flight? The proposed airport would be 990 acres or roughly 4 million square meters. The airport would stretch 144 blocks from 24th to 71st Street and 9th Avenue to the Hudson River. The runway would be on top of a massive building at over 200 feet or roughly 60 meters above street level. The building would also contain restaurants, businesses and even piers for ship to anchor. Now this wasn't a plan made by some sort of crazy professor, but of New York real estate mogul William Seckendorf, the owner of the Chrysler Building and the Astor Hotel. Seckendorf's project would cost over $3 billion US, which was planned to be paid off in 55 years from rental income. $3 billion is a lot in today's market, but let's not forget that this is the 1940s we are talking about. That was an insane amount of money. But to no surprise, the project was never given a green light. New York's Dream Airport still remains nothing but a dream. But does a rooftop airport actually work in Cities Skylines? That's what we're gonna find out today. The map that I'm working on is once again a map by Mr. Miyagi. This one is a tropical map called Harapan Island, and I'm using a map theme called Bermuda theme with the oceanic lot. There's nothing fancy about this city that I made, I just needed some tall buildings to put the airport on top of. I also placed down some unique buildings, just to be sure that we in fact get some air traffic towards the end of the video. When it comes to different mods I used, it might surprise you that I only needed 3 to make this work. Those mods are Move It, Road Anarchy and No Abandonment. Now what Road Anarchy does, it gives you an option to turn off collision, which would mean that growable buildings doesn't get destroyed if you for example place a road through the building or put an entire airport on top of them. So I turned off collision and placed down the vanilla airport in the fitting area right in the middle of the small city. Plopping down the airport didn't destroy any buildings, and I used those buildings to act as supporting buildings that the runway was on top of. Now this isn't a very difficult build, but it's more of a cool and different one, since this is in fact based off a real idea that could have been made many years ago. It's very interesting to read about all these ideas, and I hope you guys learn a thing or two by watching these videos. I used the Move It mod to copy buildings and placing them underneath the runway. The only downside is when you do that the building doesn't turn historical. Now this is a rather new feature in the base game and allows you to click on any building and make it historical, and that will force the building not to upgrade or downgrade. And that's really handy once you have specifically picked out a building you want and you don't want the building to suddenly upgrade and change its appearance. But looking at the city we have right here, people upgrading is the least of our worries. As you can see, people are dying and it's because of the noise pollution. According to Cities Skylines, noise pollution is a serious issue and it could get you killed. So the next time your neighbor comes over and complains about you making too much noise, then you should probably listen, cause you might kill it. Anyways, I had to download the mod called No Abandonment to make sure that no buildings got abandoned and destroyed. I also used basic slope profiles to create those slopes on the side of the runway. It has nothing to do with how anything works, I just thought it looked pretty good. Now that the airport is finished, we can finally look at it in all its glory. And before you can say anything, yes, I do realize that someone built a skyscraper right at the end of the runway, but you know, that's a part of the charm. Who doesn't want an apartment with a view of the beach and an incoming passenger plane coming right towards you from the kitchen window? I certainly wouldn't mind. But this video is coming towards an end, and I think we should make some sort of conclusion. Would an airport like this work in real life? Yeah, absolutely not. So let's say, what if a plane misses the runway, for example? What about the noise pollution? What about if you want to expand the airport, or just the cost of a massive project like this? It is no surprise that an airport like this would never work in real life. But in Cities Skylines, well, this is actually a pretty genius idea. This would have worked perfectly in the city if I only planned a bit ahead, you see. If I centralized all of my commercial and office space in this area, alongside different tourist attractions, and placing down an airport on top of commercial and office buildings would have been a great idea. There would be no residential buildings complaining about all the noise, and we would even cut back on traffic since all tourists would just walk from the airport to wherever they wanted to go. So the next time you play Cities Skylines and you wonder where to put your airport, don't go ahead and put it far away, like towards the end of your map. Put it right in downtown instead. And if they protest and want to leave, then just simply cut off their highway access and trap them in there for life. Come on, don't play innocent, we've all done it once or twice. And on those words of wisdom, it is time to end this video. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, consider leaving a like and subscribe for more content like this. Be sure to also use the comment section below if you have any questions about the project, the mods, or anything really. So thank you all for watching, I hope to see you soon, bye for now.